Hey guys, this is Jack from Jack's Garage. Today we'll be working on my 2013 Dodge Ram 1500. We'll be upgrading my sun visors with ones that have vanity mirrors with lights. Alright, let's get started. So as you can tell from some of my other videos, I am real excited about anything plug and play in my truck. Anything that has a plug that we can just plug in and it work, I'm excited about. But I'll tell you, this is one of the most difficult plug and play ones that I've tried yet. So I wanted to try to do a pre-install, see what it took to get it in. This one's been pretty tough. So I read on the Dodge forum that on the vanity mirror itself, the plug that comes through, on the top of the headliner, the plug is there. It is glued up there and it was very difficult to get off. So you can see what it took to get off. I ripped out the gasket, I took off the handpiece that you pull yourself up to the truck with. I had to pull out the center console. I put a crease in the top of my headliner. Not excited about doing upgrades like this, but I am halfway into it. So I'll show you a couple more of the steps. I'm over on the other side and I'll show you what it takes to get it where I was at on the other side. So I've pulled the weather stripping off. One tip that I'd give to everybody, if you've never pulled these off before, don't do like I did. That's why I use those little panel pullers, is when you stick the screwdriver in here, all you do is dent up your piece, and you don't want it to look like that. So a trick that I've learned since doing that was to get a razor knife, kind of pry it up like that, and you won't come up with these little pieces that you have to try to shave down so other people don't see what you've been doing. So on the front, you just repeat the exact same thing. Stick the razor blade in there, and it pops right out. Got my 10mm socket on. Pop that on. Let's get this off. Here we go. So I'm just taking this piece off to be able to pull down the headliner on this side to pull off the little plug that we need to get to. So the more room we have above the headliner, the better. This one feels like it's a little loose already. When I first bought the truck, this one was loose, and after I lifted my truck, I needed to use it to pull myself up into the truck just out of habit, and it just has a tendency to come loose, but I didn't want to put on any thread locker or something like that, so that I never could get it off again. Alright, then you just have to really tug on it. It's got a couple clips on the back side, and just pry it off. So they're just these plastic ones that pop in there. So not too hard, but now that'll give you a little bit more room up here to allow access to the plug that's somewhere up here. I've gone through the entire truck, felt the whole harness from this side, felt the whole harness from this side. The plug is right here for this side. There's a little clip, like there's two different harnesses. So the actual factory harness that comes up around, drops in for the top, for the pieces that go for the console, overhead console, and then right here there's a plug that starts a new harness that goes that way. I have felt everything up there just looking for this plug, and unfortunately I'm the type of guy who likes plug and play. I don't think I'm going to chop the wire just so I can get the lights to work on this thing. I'm going to go back, reinstall the ones that came on my truck, and put these back up on eBay. So I decided not to give up. I don't want to return them. I'm going to see what it'll take for me to splice this thing and make it work. So I'm thinking about making my own harness. So it looks like from there to here, it's about 3 foot. So I'm going to over exaggerate it, make it about 4 foot. So I'm going to chop this off, run the wires through here, pop down, and then we'll attach it on this side. This side we'll still be using a factory harness. So I'm going to put all that together. I've cut 2 wires. They're about 22 gauge wires. They're 4 foot long, both of them. And to keep common with what we have up there now, the wires are yellow and black for ground and power. So I figured I'd keep them the exact same. stripped them back about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and I'm going to dip them into the solder, or I'm going to start soldering them and make my own harness. So I've got a little piece that's going to trip or go back into the plug where I cut this one off, so we'll let that piece above the headliner be the control for both sides. So this is the plug that we were looking for above the headliner, and that's going to plug into the passenger side. We'll plug this above the headliner, and this is going to run all the way back, and we're going to cut this one and solder it in also. I finished up the harness to my first visor. I clipped off the little piece here, and then I connected it down, just matching up the black ground with this orange to the yellow. And then when you follow that along, it matches up exactly to this also. So the black side's black and yellow, and this actually will plug in to the harness on the other side, and then this one will tap in to where this plug was hanging down. So I'll strip these above the headliner and attach that, and we should get power to both sides. So I'm going to go in the truck and then pop this in real quick. I've got the visor installed on the driver's side. I've got the harness tapped in above where I found the old plug. Stretched it out, got it to where I can plug it in over here. I've got the new one where it'll just go through this little clip and then plug into this. So theoretically, this one should work now. So alright, it does. So that's good. That's real good. So now I'm going to install and plug this one in, but I wanted to show you the difference in what I had before and what I have now. So what I had before was just, dirty old mirror with no lights on the sides. This one, this one has a material feel that matches my headliner. This one's a kind of vinyl, which should be easy to clean off. So that's one plus. But my driver's side one, it didn't have anything. So I'll be able to have the vanity mirror on my side with lights, which I'm not sure if I've ever used it before. But now I'm going to slide the harness through and finish this install up. So I did make it a little long just so I would know that these things would reach. So that's back in its old position. This piece here, if you don't have this console, which you guys saw that I had installed an upgraded one with the garage door openers, the actual hole for the clip goes through this piece. So if you don't have this and yours has a spot where you could cut it out, when you buy this black piece, it slides right through this. So I'm not sure what's behind there if you didn't have that console in there and wanted to do this upgrade. So I'm going to plug this one in. Snaps right in. And we'll check this side. So that one's good to go also. And we'll slide our plug back up. Into the headliner. And then in this, it just pops into place. So it's super easy. It has these really different looking bolts. I might have to get the wrench for that one. So it uses a 8mm bolt or socket. You spin that on with the Torx. Close her up. Let's see if this side works. That in place. Get this out of the way. Pops there. 2 bolts. with a 10mm. Yeah. Alright. So I was really worried about those not working. But I think they came out great. I used solder and used heat shrink on just about everything except for those final two connections. I used those little wire crimps on there, and I did them pretty tight, but I don't think I'll have any worry. If they ever chop out or turn off, the piece is right there. I tucked the harness back far enough to where it was past this clip so it won't ever come out. So I think it'll serve its purpose. But it was much more difficult than I ever could imagine. Looking through the top, I pulled out most of the headliner to try to get the other clip that's inside that harness, or another clip, but I just couldn't find it. So if it's up there, it's still hidden. And it seems that creating your own harness works out also. So I'm going to tighten this up. I'm going to tighten the other side up. If you've got any questions about what I did here, or little details about what you need to do, or if you're worried about the airbag, the side airbag is up here also. So if you have any questions about any of that, message me in the comments. I'll be happy to message you back. It was a little complicated, but pretty easy. Anybody could do it. And you saw the parts and pieces that I used, so I would recommend you to do it. And thanks for watching my video.